The back-to-school season is here. And when it comes to the cafeteria, the new lunch lady isn't a lady at all. She's a furious British foodie with zero patience.
I don't care if you're in kindergarten! You're all a bunch of stupid donkeys! You coloured on your lunch trays with crayons, and they got into the beef Wellington! My grandmother knows better than this, and she's dead!
Welcome to Gordon Ramsay's Cafeteria Nightmares, where for the first time, the public school system meets brain rot reality TV.
Hey, big boy, get over here, you stupid cow! Why did you stick your fat fourth grade fingers into the jello? And who made this pizza? It looks like someone chewed it up and threw it back in the oven!
He's taken on five-star restaurants, celebrity chefs, and metric tons of hair product. Now, he's tackling his toughest challenge yet. Public school lunches.
What on earth is this mystery meat? I've seen fresher food in my laundry basket. And which one of you helped out with the mac and cheese? Mac and sneeze is more like it, you tater-tot tubby boy.
No one's completely sure how he made it through human resources, but at this point, it's too late.
Bah! These chicken nuggets are raw! Did you hear me? Raw!
Gordon Ramsay's Cafeteria Nightmares, weeknights at 8, until it's inevitably canceled.
Hey! Who made the pre-packed lunch? Was it your mummy or your daddy? Tell me before I whip them both with wet spaghetti!
Viewer discretion and intense psychotherapy advised.
Is this mashed potatoes or industrial spackle?
Hope it'll be a memorable day. Okay, remember your breathing. Going to have a party to remember.
That isn't funny or memorable.
Phonetically memorable gibberish.
Well, here goes nothing.
Let's give him a show to remember.
Cha-cha-cha. A show to remember. Well, no pressure. Dennis, I am damn glad you're still alive. I was a little concerned for you yesterday. Same for Alicia. Of course, Facebook hasn't kicked her off yet, so we did get an update that she was home with the kitties, and that makes me happy, and I hope you're in recovery. Both of you, I hope, are recovering well today on this Wednesday. Good morning, Lorraine. I got some rage going. Not internally, on the radio. Testify. You know? Feeling my Tony Hawk Pro Skater vibes this morning. But I'm glad you're doing well, Dennis, or all things considered on the forward side of the Reaper. Stay ahead of that bastard. He's sneaky. We've got a show this morning, a good show. Whoa, slow down, okay? Let's keep the expectations where they need to be. Let's see, off the bat, Cape Catfish with a really nice win last night. Game 1 of 3 of the Prospect League Championship Series coming home Thursday night. They win it Thursday, that's it. Rings, baby. Champions. First time since 2021. Will it happen? We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to put anything out there in the universe that might throw it off, right? So I'm just going to say, where did my desk scroll go? That's what I'm going to say. Where the hell? Oh, man. Hang on. I got to fix it. Ah, shit. Hang on. I'm fixing. I don't know why it won't come up. There we go. It's one of those mornings with the tech here for some reason. I didn't notice that last night, I guess. It's all right. It's a quick fix. Now it's where it's appropriately supposed to be. Hey, it is Farm Worker Appreciation Day today, as you now see scrolling. Happy Farm Worker Appreciation Day. We appreciate you that are making America grow. Thank you. Thank you to my dad, who continues to work his ass off on our farm. He's out there right now feeding the girls, feeding the boys, taking care of business. I have a regular listener that calls in when season comes, and he heads down from St. Louis to help his family with their farm work. I know he's out there doing a thing this morning. Good old Steve-O. Not the jackass Steve-O. This is less than jackass. Much more mature, I guess, guy. Awesome guy, though. I haven't never met him, right? He's just called me. Double negative. You're welcome. Moo Buckaroo. Happy National, International, Global Farm Worker Appreciation Day. Thank you for what you do. And thank you, Catfish, for what you did last night. Shout out to a couple of the Cape Girardeau Fire Department that when I got my coffee, went out to the Jeep, grabbed a couple things out of there, and when I was getting ready to cross the street, here comes a fire truck, one of the smaller battalion trucks, right, rolling up the road. 2 fire department guys just running behind it, doing their thing, had some music blasting. Hell yes. They're out doing it this morning. Keep up the hard work. We appreciate you as well. Even though it's not a farm, you're keeping the farms from burning, so cheers to you. Root Beer Float Day. I like a good root beer float. That's a tasty ice cream and soda treat that I'll be down for. Not much of a soda drinker. I don't, massive sweet tooth or anything like that. But a root beer float, And with A&W root beer, because that's my personal favorite. I know that there's some debate out there. Some people are pro Barks. Some people are pro A&W root beer. Some people are more like, I like the individualized root beer. You ever had a hard root beer? With the alcohol in it? I don't like the hard root beers. They don't taste right to me. But I do like alcohol. Speaking of crack, it is crack season. And I got to show it. The Alani Witch's Brew has made a return to the markets. This thing tastes like caramel apple. Caramel apple. This thing is badassery. I love them. I love the Witch's Brew. Don't care. Judge all you want. Delicious. Rarely have one as well, Dennis. A root beer float. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a root beer float. I have no clue. Maybe today's the day. Probably not. It is also Fresh Breath Day. I don't have fresh breath right now. I'm going to just put that out there. I have coffee breath because I got my Groundabout reg here. Lots of caffeine in the system this morning. Woo! Let's go, team. Happy Fresh Breath Day, though. Freshen your breath with a stick of delicious Winter Fresh. Our Double Mint. Double Mint. Remember the Double Mint commercials with the twins in the 80s? You're like, oh, it's twins, Basil. Twins. But yeah, dude, the Witch's Brew. And the nice thing about the Witch's Brew is they're only 15 calories, right? 0 grams of sugar. I'm a fan of that. Not the most unhealthy energy drink on the planet. Tastes good, though. And you got to fight. You got to fight the women for this. And I'm not being sexist. I've seen several posts from ladies that are like, the Small Mart has them, and da-da-da. And you'll go buy up a damn case. They'll buy up all the Witch's Brew for their little coven in suburbia. It's also National Gossip Day. You got any good, juicy gossip? I don't do gossip. I just don't like gossip. That said, I'll drink a tea every now and then. But I got nothing hot for you. Sorry, it's National Gossip Day. I have no gossip. Like I said, I don't really do gossip. Today's TIQ is sexist, just because it probably favors men more than women. Oh, and I didn't shape this one either. Whoops. That's an easy fix. All right, today's TIQ sponsored by Alani Beverage Company, distributed by somebody around here that isn't paying me to talk about it. But hats off to Alani. I'll take a character endorsement anytime. Anytime. I'll sing your praises as long as you give me Witch's Brew. Today's TIQ is sexist because it's football. And it's pretty specific to football. This will happen in the NFL this season for the first time. This year, for the first time, this will happen in the NFL. What is it? What's happening in football this year for the first time ever in the National Football League? Guess away. I don't really care if you cheat on this one. I would not be able to get this just because I'm not the football brain. I don't pay attention. I just say yay sports balls. Look at the birthday monkey, though. Let the depression of not knowing the TIQ answer immediately be washed away with the glory of the birthday monkey. Ooh, 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 ee, ee, ee. He's happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. We only got 2 Facebook birthdays today. I had 3. I looked at the third one. I was like, this is a fake account. Somehow or somewhere along the line, I let that fake account onto my biz. And I went, you're not a person. 22 friends. None of us are mutual. Who are you? Delete. So, Amber Key, not deleted because she's a real person and she's awesome and it's your birthday. So freaking happy birthday, Amber. And a very happy birthday to Bernadette. Bernadette Gorman, my pal. She's awesome. Happy birthday, Bernadette. Heverin Gorman. That's not a nickname. That's her maiden name. Heverin. Sounds very strong, doesn't it? It is. She's strong. Happy birthday, Bernadette. She's badass. You know who else's birthday it is? It's Charlotte McKinney's birthday. She's 32 today. I am unaware who Charlotte McKinney is. Is she an actress? Is she a famed portrayer of roles upon the silver screen? I don't know. But it's Charlotte's birthday, so happy birthday to you. Cheerleaders get a raise. That's a good guess. Not it. Cheerleader will become a quarterback and usher in a new era of trans football players. Valid argument. Not it. That might happen. I don't know, but that's not the answer. Soleil Moon Fry, a.k.a. Punky Brewster, in her finery. She is 49 today. Happy birthday, Punky Brewster. The Spice Girls, Jerry Hollowell, a.k.a. the Ginger Spice. She is 53 today. M. Night Shyamalan. He's 55 today. Plot twist, he's really 54. No, he's 55. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to David Robinson, former NBA All-Star, graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, and the reason I liked the Spurs when I was in high school. Happy birthday, sir. He's 60 today. An R&B singer, half of L, Randy DeBarge, is 67 today. Happy birthday, Randy. It's Randy's birthday. Good for Randy. TIQ guesses. Keep them up. Oh, boy. I can tell you're excited about this one. No anthem. No. That's an interesting guess. I had a rogue eyelash. Oh, I can see it. Get off my face. You know what happened today in 1890? It was a somber day. You know, we had electricity had been discovered quite a while before this. We had increased the use of electricity throughout our network in the United States, starting to create power lines that were delivering to remote areas, you know. What did we do with this power of electricity? In 1890, we used it to kill somebody. Yeah, that's right. The electric chair was first used to carry out an execution on this date in 1890. What was the criminal's name? I don't know. Not worth remembering. But he got zooked. He got zapped. He got zipped. He got fried in the electric chair. TIQ answer from Lorraine, no beer. No, the NFL's not that silly. No beer. Lorraine. All right. In 1955, on this date, another depressing moment in history. 1945, Hiroshima, Japan. The atomic bomb is dropped. The Enola Gay, the B-29 superfortress, dropped the bomb, the A-bomb, on Hiroshima, Japan, changing the world, changed the course of the war for the better, all things considered. Lord's Prayer before game. Interesting. No. I like Lorraine. Lorraine is creative this morning. Lorraine, you are in a creative thinking mode this morning. I wonder, what is your morning beverage that's inspiring such creativity? Oh, hey. Hi, Fred. Hey, Dennis. Dennis, good to have you back. I'm glad to see our crew hanging out this morning. I noticed Cody Henry's been posting a few things with the doggo lately. Maybe he's itching for a live, huh? Maybe we could convince him to rack up a Cody Henry show to celebrate back to school season. Just thinking out loud. 1960, Chubby Checker did the twist for the first time on American TV. He had practiced before then, but his first time on American TV, he was on American Bandstand. And in 1960, he said, "Come on, baby, let's do the twist." Twisting. And then in the 80s, he did it with the Fat Boys. I liked it. 1965, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signs the Voting Rights Act. It prohibited voting discrimination against minorities. 1988. Here comes Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Yo MTV Raps premiered on MTV. I still didn't have cable, but I like the raps. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of Yo MTV Raps collecting cards, collectible cards of artists. I got a box full of those at the house. I think my friend Debbie, I think Debbie gave me those. Debbie and Voldemort maybe, but I know Debbie was involved because Debbie's an angel. First time there's 4 doubleheader Monday night football games. No, good guess. They made you drink 2 apple juice and 2 OJs. So Lorraine's got her sugar and she's probably got a pee. That's how we start the day. But hey, good. That's good creative juice, I guess. Hooray for that. No, Dennis, good guess, though. 4 doubleheader Monday night football games. And that might be the case. I don't know. Most international games. Yes, Dennis. Specifically, for the numerical answer, there will be 7 regular season games this season that will be played outside of the United States. So Dennis got it. That's the TIQ today. Bravo, Dennis. 7 international games this year for the NFL. Actual scheduled games, not exhibitions. These are football games being played outside the U.S. Midget centers. No one sneaks that ball out. Just right there. But good job, Dennis. Good job on Farm Worker Appreciation Day. We appreciate that. We're going to get that. We'll just throw that up there. Where are we at? We had Yo MTV Raps. 6 years later, 1994, number 1 song in the land. You say, I only hear what I want to. Ding, 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 ding. And you say, stay. Lisa Loeb and her horn-rimmed glasses hits number 1 with Stay. I Missed You. 10 years later, Rick James dies of a heart attack at age 56. Coincidence? Yeah, absolutely. In 2009, and personally, this is not a bad offer, all things considered. 2009, a Kenyan man offered Hillary Clinton 40 goats and 20 cows for the hand of her daughter's hand in marriage. For Chelsea's hand in marriage. I will give you 40 goats and 20 cows for your daughter. Some in the Nairobi, Kenya town hall meeting where this occurred cheered as the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, promised to convey the very kind offer to her daughter. Well, it was nice of her to let Chelsea make the decision. In my house, we just said, well, that's a herd. Let's go. Have beautiful little half Kenyan grandchildren. Come on. Should have taken the offer. Think of how easily you could control the kudzu at the family farm. 2015. You know it, you love it. Hamilton, a hip-hop infused musical based on the life of Alexander Hamilton, opens on Broadway on this date 10 years ago. 10 years of Hamilton. Happy birthday, Hamilton. I've still not seen it. I've heard some of the music and stuff. You know, I like rap. I like hip-hop. It's good stuff. Educational. I like seeing the fact that little kids are rapping about Alexander Hamilton. Eric. DJ Jefferson. Boom. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I don't have a reference. 2019, Apple launched their new credit card, the Apple Card. No annual fee, no cash advance fees, no international fees. It's Apple Freedom. Also offers fraud protection. Well, there you go. So 6 years of the Apple Card. Anybody got an Apple Card? I don't have an Apple Card. Is it just to buy Apple shit? Seems excessive to me. How about you, Stone? Do you have an Apple Card? You do? I thought you were an Android guy. You converted. Well, good on you, champ. You be you. He didn't want to stay. For the official results from the autopsy, Ozzy Osbourne died of cardiac arrest and, quote, acute myocardial infarction with coronary artery disease and Parkinson's disease with automatic dysfunction listed as joint causes according to his death certificate. So, as expected, it was Parkinson's affecting his heart and coronary artery disease and all that. R.I.P. Ozzy. Moving on. Meanwhile, 86-year-old Francis Ford Coppola is resting nicely after being hospitalized for a heart condition in Italy. You know, I'm a fan of Smokey the Bear, right? Smokey the Bear, howling and a growling and a sniff in the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame. That's why they call him Smokey. That is how he got his name. And we've got smoky skies in parts of the U.S., don't we, Stone Richards? Yes, we do. Well, it's time for your weather forecast, brought to you by Stone Richards, Weather Lord. I feel like your Lord title is a little underrated, to be honest, Stone. You know, and thanks for hanging for a couple brekkie bits. I wanted to get this smoky sky transition going for you. I know. It's a job. 68 degrees in downtown Cape. Really, we could say 69, but we didn't. But 68 degrees. We are looking at a high today of 91. Sunny skies throughout the week. Highs between 90 and 92 the rest of the week. Humidity's relatively low. Still sticky. But no triple-digit heat indices as we dig in the rest of the week through the weekend, which is really nice. Lows between 69, 68, 72 in that window. That's helping keep the humidity down a little bit with the lower lows, lower dew points at night. But, yeah, sunshine, pretty calm winds, nice week ahead, dry week ahead. Perfect weather for catfish baseball tomorrow night, right, Stone? Yes, indeed. Damn Skippy. So, there you go. That's your weather forecast. It's pretty low-key, isn't it, bud? Yep. Enjoy your root beer float, pal. I left it on your desk. Look how quick he runs for the root beer float. It's crazy. I don't want to do Did You Know yet. Where's my brekkie bits? Oh, that's why. Get up here. You're in the wrong barn, bud. You're in the wrong barn, bud. Figure it out. Not only smoky skies to deal with, but New York City and northern New Jersey have had a couple of earthquakes in the past couple days. I was going to ask Gregory about that. He's not on yet, though, in the chat this morning. But Northeasterners, did you feel an earthquake? Or was it just me, baby? No, there was earthquakes. So, more signs of the apocalypse. Go team go. Another one, lots of great amusement parks in the U.S. all over the country, right? You got Disney and Magic Kingdom, all that kind of good stuff. You know what the number one amusement park in the U.S. is, according to TripAdvisor? Dolly World, or as we call it here, St. Dolly World. Dollywood. Dollywood is the number one amusement park in the U.S., beating out Magic Kingdom, Universal Studios, Disneyland. I'm sure that is a well-rounded judgment based on, wait times and costs and everything else, which would knock any Disney park out of the books. Sorry. Too fucking expensive and too long lines. Oh, I got a fast pass. I spent $300 a person. And now you're waiting in line again. Womp womp. Martha Stewart, at age 84, has launched her first skincare brand. I don't know what the name of it is. She didn't pay me. Nothing else to say there, really. Jane Morgan, she was renowned for her hit Fascination, multiple appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show way back in the day. Jane has passed away at 101. And if you want to deep dive Jane Morgan, you're going to find a fascinating career. What a ride, what a story. She's amazing. Passed away at 101. She performed in Paris nightclubs. She performed on Broadway. She performed at the Oscars. All of these things. Incredible career. R.I.P. Jane Morgan. A little good morning, CP rock stars. What? Cap today's activities. Meeting my house noon to go to Marble Paris. Okay. Getting lost in to marching band. A Tennessee state prison warden has resigned after a newspaper shared she had sent sexually explicit text messages to an inmate 2 years ago while she was working at a Kentucky prison. She was the prison warden for a state prison. She was sending sexually explicit text messages. She was sexting an inmate. No. As far as late night TV goes, we know Jimmy Fallon is going to be around for a bit. His contract has been extended until 2028. So if you're a Jimmy Fallon fan, good news for you. I like Jimmy Fallon. I think it'd be cool. I've said this before, I think it'd be cool just to sit down with Jimmy Fallon, just have a chat and goof off together. I think we'd have fun. I want to play with Jimmy Fallon. A New York ice cream maker has come out with breast milk flavored ice cream. It is not made from actual human breast milk. However, it is said to taste, like their words say, just like Mom used to make. I'm not making that up. Now that's what you call hard time. Oh, Dennis is good. He's on fire this morning. Look out, kids. The 14th season of King of the Hill is now streaming on Hulu 15 years after being off the air. Bobby's growed up. I don't think he's bred, but he's hanging out at home, and the season has begun. Go to Hulu, go watch King of the Hill. I'll tell you what. And the first 4 episodes of the new season of Wednesday are now online on Netflix. You'll have to wait for September 3rd to get the final 4 episodes. But if you're a fan of the Wednesday series on Netflix, you got new stuff to watch. You've got new TV. Golly, good for you. Holy crap, did we get here that fast? We made it out of the brekkie bits by the end of the hour. It is 7:57 a.m., and it's Root Beer Float Day. I thought I'd flip it up today, give you a top 10 list a little earlier in the show, because root beer floats, there's some facts, there's some science, there's some knowledge that needs to be dropped today as we honor the sugary beverage made from, well, a root, and then includes ice cream. Root Beer Float Day. Did you know that root beer floats were invented by accident? Yeah. Oops. A lot of our favorite American foods were invented by accident, which, again, I'll attribute some of that probably to drug use back in the day. You know? You actually own a thing. Remote control hand. Oh, a thing like Wednesday Adams. I was like, well, I'm glad you own a remote control hand. But a thing remote control hand. That's pretty awesome. Like it holds your remote. Thank you, thing. That will be all. Thing, bring me a Lonnie. There you go. That was thing. That wasn't my hand at all. Never. But the root beer float was reportedly invented in 1893 by Frank Wisner in Colorado. He was inspired by the snowy mountain peaks near his home. So he added vanilla ice cream to root beer to mimic the snowy top of the mountains. Oh, there's the root beer mountain, and look at there. The summit. It was originally known as the Black Cow. That's what you called a root beer float. The Black Cow. Give me a black cow, brother. How now, brown cow? Black cow. Moo. It moves like, oh, you can control it. Oh, it's remote control. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you could freak people out with that. That's good times. So, the black cow. In many parts of the U.S., a root beer float's called a black cow or a brown cow, depending on where you're at. Some variations, including chocolate ice cream instead of vanilla. Whoa, how now, brown cow? Root beer is a fizzy science experiment. When ice cream hits the carbonated root beer, it causes a bubbly foam. As if you've ever made one, you've seen this, right? The foam, the lick up the foam. It's due to reaction between the carbon dioxide in the soda, the CO2, the bubbles, and the fat in the ice cream. It's a delicious bit of edible chemistry, kids. That's right. Horse's neck, Coke and ice cream. Ah, I've not heard of that reference, horse's neck. Interesting. Root beer, by the way, as with a lot of drinks that we found out really weren't that healthy, we just kept drinking them anyway. Root beer was originally set up as a health tonic, right? Like a lot of things. Again, root beer made from roots, made from herbs, made from bark. Yep. It was marketed before the root beer float was invented as a medicinal drink, and then when mixed with ice cream, it became a far more indulgent treat. Indulge yourself in a root beer float. Have you had a root beer float with orange soda? Yes, orange cream dream thing, man. That's yummy too, for sure. Massachusetts old school name, horse neck. I like it. Today, of course, is National Root Beer Food Day. A lot of restaurants and fast food chains may be giving out free root beer floats today. So keep your eyes open for freebies. Okay, check out the socials for your local malt shop. I like a good malt, too, by the way. You can make root beer floats with alcohol. We've talked about, the adult root beer. There's, breweries around the country that make hard sodas. But you can make a root beer float with hard root beer, right? An alcoholic twist on a classic. I'm not a fan of the hard root beers. They don't taste right to me. Hence the Dr. and Dr. Pepper. I thought it just went to school for a long time. But yeah, Dr. Pepper with 36 herbal spices to cure what ails you. It's a classic drive-in treat. You like going to the drive-in? You been to a drive-in movie in the last decade? We have. We got a nice drive-in here close to us with some nice guys that run it. Great shop. Catch the local movies. Hang out in the back of the SUV. Sit outside. Watch it. Beautiful. Root beer floats were a staple of 1950s American drive-ins and soda fountains, often served alongside a burger and fries and a slice of nostalgia. Yeah, I like a root beer float. Regular, Dennis. I'm a big fan of regular. Root beer floats and soft serve. Soft serve ice cream to me isn't ice cream. That's just poopy out Dairy Queen stuff. Not a big fan of soft serve. Root beer floats exist around the world. Floats in their own right exist around the world with various twists on regional flavors. In Australia and New Zealand, they have a similar drink called a spider. Oi, can I get a spider? You mean a root beer float? Look here, man. In Mexico, it's known as a helado flotante. Helado flotante, por favor. Sí. There you go. Helado flotante. Or a global drink on this National Root Beer Float Day. Vanilla ice cream is traditional but not mandatory. Vanilla is the classic, right? But people will flip it up with various ice creams, chocolate, coffee ice cream, maybe a cinnamon ice cream. What? A little creative spin on the original float. And an upside to root beer if you're not, if you've got heart palpitations or such things. Root beer is traditionally caffeine-free, usually. Most brands of root beer are naturally caffeine-free. The caffeine's not in there. It doesn't need it. Never had it, never will. Ha, 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 ha. I know that was 7-Up. Making the float a sweet and bubbly options for kids and adults alike. Root beer. No caffeine. Your kids can drink it. Should they drink it? In moderation. Moderation is the key. Remember that. You saw Blazing Saddles at the drive-in many moons ago. When I was a little kid, the drive-in we have now was around, but it wasn't the drive-in we'd gone to. And it sat vacant for eons, right? Until these guys refurbed the place and brought in new audio, new projector, all that stuff. It's nice. Big ass. The projector is so strong that when it's on and it's going, if a bug flies into the projector light, it fries. It's just gone. This shit's hot. Fire. But, the good root beer barrel candies. You could do a root beer barrel and one of those Sweet Sensations little cream treats and have a root beer float in your mouth. Sounds like a good Harry Potter trick. But we had a drive-in here in Cape. There's now a retirement center built where it was on North Kings Highway just before you get out of town. But when I was a kid, late 70s, early 80s, that was still a drive-in. And in 80, I don't know, 82, 83, something like that. I was little, maybe 81. Whenever it dropped, Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark, Raiders of the Lost Ark, we went to a double feature. Mom and Dad took Jamie and I, pickup truck. Mom and Dad probably sat up front and made out. Indiana Jones and the first movie, was Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I remember watching The Wrath of Khan. Khan! And then I fell asleep at some point. And I woke up right when the face was melting off in Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. And as a 7 or 8 year old kid, whatever I was at that time, whew, that was scarring. Still one of my favorite movies, though. I got over it. But that was my youthful drive-in movie experience. And we've seen several down here in our local one. But the fun part is, you roll up in the pickup, you roll up in the SUV, pop the back door up, sit in there, let the kids make a little bed up in the car, and put your lawn chairs out, hang out, bring your friends. I like it. Good times. Boy, that's enough about root beer, though. It's Did You Know time. We're running like way ahead today. It's kind of weird. I'm not usually running ahead on my show. I am flabbergasted, frankly. What do I do? What do I do now? Well, you keep doing the show. It means I actually get to do a Did You Know today. And sorry, I was looking for this notification. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I don't have to have that. Did you know that 21% of kids say the most annoying thing their parents do? 21%. 1 in 5 kids say the most annoying thing that their parents do across the board. Singing. In the car, around the house. Oh my God. If you're going to be my lover, me. I don't care if it's Jerry's birthday. You're so annoying. So that's what we do. So, parents, clue in. One of the top 5s right there. Singing. Embarrass your kids. Annoy the shit out of them. It's your right and privilege. You saw Jaws at the drive-in. Oh, my God, no doubt. Dum 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 dum. Speaking of movies and movie theaters, when you eat snacks at a movie theater, you eat popcorn, whatever you're into at the movie theater, some candy, the average consumption is about 1,600 to 1,800 calories at the movies. You already had dinner. Oh, we'll just get some popcorn and snacks. Well, now that's a whole nother meal and not a healthy one. 1,600 to 1,800 calories. Holy cow. You ever done tarot card readings? I don't know that I've ever done a legitimate tarot card reading. I had them offered to me like on the road back in the day. Had a friend that had a friend kind of thing. Never did one though. It'd be interesting. But 15% of Americans completely trust tarot card readings. Completely trust it. Say, that's legit. I believe it. Well, good for you. Have you been to the ER recently? A couple of you may have been to the ER here recently. Was it because somebody bit you? Probably not. But 41,000 people go to the ER every year for being bit by another human. That's right. 41,000 people are getting bit by their fellow humans and hard enough to go to the ER. Somebody didn't hear the safe word, whatever the condition might be. 41,000 people with human bites. Who are you fighting? What is wrong? You ever had somebody steal your lunch at work? You go to work, you made your lunch that morning, you stick it in the fridge, you go for lunch hour. What the fuck is my lunch? Tupperware's open. Where's my grapes? Son of a bitch. Food thieves. Terrible. Terrible people. If that's you, stop. Stop. Rub your nose in it. But almost 20% of us said that somebody stole their lunch at work last week. 1 out of 5. Kids hate us singing, and then somebody stealing your lunch. It's just a bad day for you. Yeah, the tarot card readers give me the lucky lottery numbers. I'd take it. I'd put more stock in that. Do you have Instagram? I got Instagram here. We're gonna pull up Instagram real quick. Instagram. Here's me. So I got 1,236 followers, and I'm following 1,234 people. There's 2 people I'm not following back, I guess. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is, according to a recent survey, 70% of Instagram users have fewer than 1,000 followers. If you're not following me on Instagram, there I am. Go follow me on Instagram, I guess. Look at that guy. But, hey, I'm above the 70% mark. Let's go. 41% of connected device owners for medical devices, if you got a medical device that's connected to the internet that reports in or regulates your business, 41% of connected medical device owners bought their device online or at a retail store, not from a doctor. How about you? I don't know. Mickey Sharp did used to be known as the Oracle. I remember that. Oh, her Oracle videos. That's where we first were intoxicated by Mickey's aura, was in her Oracle era. The Oracle knows and speaks the truth. Believe that. You ever been burned by your seatbelt? Not in a wreck, just because it was hot outside? 40% of people say they've been burned by a seatbelt when it's hot outside. That has never happened to me. Seatbelts in the shade. Maybe the buckle. You're trying to get a life alert? I hope that comes through for you. Those things are important, no doubt. I know my grandma had one, and it saved her life. Absolutely saved her life once. And came in handy on a couple other occasions, for sure. Do you have chopsticks in your kitchen? I'm sure we have at least one pair that we pilfered from some Chinese restaurant when it didn't get used. Thought, we'll take this home for home sushi. 36% of people in a Good Housekeeping survey said they always have chopsticks in the kitchen. Good for you. Carrie got me a pair of chopsticks last year for my birthday. I think it was birthday. It might have been Christmas. I think it was Christmas. Lawson got some. I got some. They're plastic. They're clear. Tap a little button on the end. They light up. They look like lightsabers. Lightsaber chopsticks. Lawson has blue. I have red. Dark side. The force is strong with my wife. 14% of students change majors in college at least once. I worked hard to keep the law of averages above that, but eventually got out. Are you creative? Do you sleep on your side? Creative people tend to sleep on their left side. If I sleep on my side, it's typically my left. But usually so I can kind of get rid of the gas. Ouch. There we go. Get my shoulder to pop. 14%. Majors. Did you change majors in college? I had several. Experts estimate you can get about 27,000 miles out of this. A shopping cart. Shopping cart, average miles, 27,000. That's a lot of trips around Small Mart, isn't it? Vroom. Sometimes that shopping cart goes for its own adventure outside of the store. Blows across the parking lot, add a little mileage to it. A little homeless dude snatch it up, puts his stuff in there, tracks it around town. That adds a few miles to it, keep the average up. Last, did you know, is a University of Iowa study found that 22% is how much less likely you are to be a victim of a crime in the future if you report incidents to the police. So, if something happens, you call the cops, and you make that your habit, you're 22% less likely to be a victim of a crime in the future. Report it. Easy peasy, right? I guess that's logic. Do you like eating out? I like eating out, going hanging out, nice place, get some good service, get some good food. Look at this hostess with the mostest. Better host than I am, and she doesn't even get a tip share. Poor gal. When it comes to restaurant staffs, your first thoughts are probably of the chefs, the servers, bartenders, right? But there's one major player you're probably forgetting about. I'm not. Your host. Your restaurant host. The host with the most. The host is the person you first see when you walk into an eatery. The first face you can make contact with. That's the one that when you call in, you're like, are y'all open? Well, fucking of course we're open. We just answered the phone. Duh. That's who answers the phone. That's who works to solve any last-minute reservation changes. That's the one that comes in and says, hi, how many? Okay, 1 moment. It's going to be about a 20-minute wait. Are you guys good for that? Okay, hang on to this. It'll go burp, burp when you get yours, and then you just come on up. The host. Restaurant hosts are front of house staff, and they've shared some of the rudest things that people have done and said to them at a restaurant. So we've got some some don't do's when you go to a restaurant. And most of you are kind people. Well, all of you are kind people, but most of the people tune into this. You're probably, you've been through some things in life. You understand what it takes to be on that side of the table as well, to be the hostess with the mostest, to be a server, to be a kitchen worker. A lot of us have worked those jobs, maybe still are. Hard work, stressful work. You got to deal with assholes on a regular basis. And the host, that's your face first. That's your shield. There, taking the blunt force from all the Karens so that you can do your business at work, right? 2,700 miles from Connecticut would be Las Vegas or Anchorage, Alaska. You're going to ride a grocery cart to Vegas. But no, 27,000 miles, Dennis. You can ride around the world on a grocery cart in its life. So if you've ever skipped on the greeting pleasantries when you walked into a restaurant, you're being pretty rude, okay? Don't breeze by that most basic of human interactions, which is a simple hi, a simple hello, right? A smile, a greeting, an acknowledgement that you are a person, you're doing your job, and that you value that first interaction at the restaurant. Hello, welcome to Tchotchkes. Hi, how are you? Cindy, we'll have 6 in our party. Okay. People always stoke them. The glowsters. Man. Yeah, those things are terrible. They come in handy for food trucks because, you're kind of everywhere with food trucks, but in a restaurant, But number 1, be nice. Greet people when you walk in. Say hi. That's their job. Your job is to respond in kind. Okay? And yeah, what did you call those? The glowsters. Yeah, coasters / glow, vibraty, haptic feedback action. If you're on the walk-in wait list, or if you're on the wait list for walk-in for a restaurant, they say, it's going to be about 20 minutes. Oh, no problem. We'll wait here on these super comfortable benches. You're in there and you're on your phone. You're not paying attention to things that are coming on. The restaurant is trying to tell you your shit's ready. You're too busy scrolling on Facebook. No. Keep pace, all right? Pay attention. This leaves the restaurant in a tough position if the person does decide to show up, since there are likely other people on the wait list right behind you. So pay attention. When your time's ready, get your ass in gear. Grab the fam. Sit down. Get your pasta on. Oh, yeah, Dennis. Boy, putting on that fake, right, to dance your way through that dinner idiot, and they're not going to tip you worth shit. Hostess, one of the things is that's annoying and terrible for them is bringing more people to the table than you booked, okay? Showing up with more people in your party than what your reservation said. Having them, jump on at your table. Oh, don't worry. They've got plenty of room. We'll just pull up a chair. Steal a chair off another table. That's really friendly. Thanks a lot. They kind of have to scramble to accommodate you, right? If you do need to bring an extra person, let the restaurant know ahead of time. Well, my daughter's bringing her crusty-ass boyfriend. Can you put a chair in the bathroom, please, for him to eat at? Let him know. Don't overbook yourself. Shame on you. Same way is, in addition to showing up with extra people, is while you're there, everybody's eating, having a good time, you just gotten things rolling. And here comes 2 more people to join your table. Oh, just come sit with us. Here, we'll just snatch these extra chairs off the foretop right next to us that they were getting ready to seat 4 people at, and now you just stole 2 chairs, you dick. Having extra people join your table during your meal is bothersome, to say the least. If you're having more folks meet you during your meal, let the host know, hey, we're going to have a couple more probably join us if we can make sure to accommodate that. They can accommodate the extra guests, likely, if you let them know. And they'll be able to seat you somewhere with those extra folks in mind, so we're not sacrificing one for the other, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Restaurants take walk-ins whenever they can. I know you've been in the position, I've been in the position where you walk in somewhere. Let's say Pilot House in Cape. Okay, it's a small cloistral environment, limited tables, seat yourself, but also the hostess seats you too, right? So when it's busier, you walk in, you walk right into everybody. Table here, bar right here, table here. There's not an environment to wait. But you walk in, you see a table open. Sometimes that table is booked. You can't just be like, well, I see an empty table. Why can't they just sit us right there? Okay, there's a lot of things that weigh in on why you're not being sat at that table. Sometimes it's that table's reserved for somebody else. Sometimes it's they're trying to balance the wait staff, right? This section's got too many people. It's a little heavy. We're going to sit you over here. It may take a couple extra minutes, but we want to make sure when you sit that the server's able to take care of you. You can't overload a server. They can't keep up with everybody if you overload them. Damn it. So don't ask, why can't I sit at that table? It's empty. Okay? Be patient. And when folks are unhappy for the wait time for a table, sometimes they'll just say, oh, we don't need much time to eat. We'll be in and out. Who gives a shit? How fast you eat does not affect how quickly you will be seated. Okay, so using that as an argument, saying, oh, we'll be right in and out. We could just sit real quick and eat and we'll just be out. We're just like little bears. If you think that's going to get you squeezed in faster, it's not. It's just going to get you on the eye roll list. So, Troy knows, as the general manager of Olive Garden here in Cape, and you've been doing that for how many years now? 10 plus, right? At least. Troy knows the perils of the front of house, and magically makes it happen there at Olive Garden. I always have, and it's not a testimonial just because Troy's my friend, I always have great service, great people at Olive Garden that work there. Like, I've never left Olive Garden and went, God, that kid was a dick. You know what I mean? And Christy, I mean, shit, I've loved Christy for half of my life. That's number one sidekick right there. All right, kids, it is 8:22. We'll get into warm and fuzzy land a little, I wouldn't say early, but with comfort and cushion as we get into it. 25 with the OG. Wow, 19 in Cape, though, really? I didn't realize you were here before you guys had Colby, but I guess so. Yeah. You know, my life with you starts at daughter era, right? Daycare era. Good stuff. Well, we're glad you're here, Troy, because that's why Olive Garden's still open, because they don't have a moron running the show. And bonus shout out to Troy, because once upon a time, this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, and you guys changed up all the dishes at the restaurant. And, you know, when a restaurant completely landscapes its everything, right? We got to change it all out. Troy called me and said, I got a shitload of dishes. Where in town can these go to the best use? Who can I donate these to make these things happen? Who can make use of all these place settings? Many, many place settings were given away. And we facilitated that to get that in the hands of those that needed it. And that's awesome. Cheers to Troy. Cheers to Olive Garden for that. SpongeBob announcer voice. 3 hours later. Warm and fuzzy time. Dennis knows. Yeah, that's, and then you have bad experiences in restaurants, too. It's not always that we're impatient and so forth. Sometimes you have a shitty experience. But just have a little grace, a little patience, and a big smile for your host with the most. Speaking of host with the most, coming up in October, Safe House for Women, here locally, Safe House is, as it would sound, a place that offers respite and all the help you need to get out of a domestic violence situation. Safe House SEMO really works hard to do this, and they have a lot of fundraisers that happen throughout the year. They've got a luncheon coming up at the end of the month. But in October, specifically October 11th, they're having an event called The Next Level here in Cape, and it's going to be at a 3-tier venue downtown called Buckner Ragsdale. It's like a wedding venue, that kind of vibe. Top floor, middle floor, bottom floor. They're going to have live music and DJs and all kinds of bands and artists and all this kind of stuff going on. All 3 levels. And Whitney Quick and I will be the MCs for the evening. I think for the whole thing. I don't know much details yet. But it'll be fun. You can grab your tickets now at SEMOSafehouse.com, I think, or some .org. Find it on Facebook. SEMO Safe House, Safe House of Southeast Missouri, The Next Level event. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. I guarantee it. Because Whitney and I are just 2 deviant peas in a pod. Like, genetically matched to do dumb shit. So it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. And it's all to support SEMO Safe House, which is such an important mission. So mark that in your calendars, okay? October 11th. Oh, some say it'll be the next level. Crank it to 11. Oh, let me crank it this way for you guys. I just turned it down. Sorry. Also, tomorrow night, Kappahaw Field, Game 2 of the Prospect League Championship Series. Catfish won with authority last night at beautiful Loeb Field, or whatever it's called up there in where the Aviators, Lafayette, Indiana. So we won Game 1. We come home tomorrow night. If we win Game 2, that's it. Rings, baby. Championship. Your fish and ships. It's happening this week. And if we lose Thursday, then we will edge out a game on Friday and hopefully still take the title. But I hope it happens tomorrow night so that I can make the rodeo business happen on Friday night. You will be there tomorrow night, Troy? Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a hot atmosphere, baby. It's going to be exciting. Exciting. No, work with Landon today on some new audio things too, I think. I sent him a few things last night, just some different pump-ups and stuff we might be able to plug in. All right, let's get into these warm and fuzzies, starting it off with a Oklahoma City kiddo, a 9-year-old. According to KFOR, 9-year-old Austin Query of OKC is being hailed as a hero for saving his mother's life. She had a medical emergency. Austin checked her pulse and then called 911. At 9 years old, he met firefighters at his front door, guided them to his mother. His actions saved her life. That's absolutely what he needed to do. Checked her pulse, called 911, got the first responders there, opened the door, got them in the house to his mom, saved her life. Hooray for Austin Query at 9 years old, having the wherewithal and the conscious decision to do what he needed to do. Good job, kid. Mom should be proud of you, and I'm sure she's very thankful. Number 2, more firefighter fun. WSVN says a German Shepherd, who's not a firefighter, was rescued from a Fort Lauderdale canal by, you guessed it, firefighters. Yeah, the dog was stranded in the canal, couldn't get out. Oh, poor doggo. First responders jumped in, saved the dog from drowning. They are waiting to reunite it with its owner. The owner's out of town. The doggo got out. So it's a good, happy ending. They'll get reunited with the owner. Dog will be so happy. They'll be so thankful. I bet they'll donate to their local fireman's brigade. We'll buy buckets. And our last warm and fuzzy, WTNH says a 90-year-old Harwinton, Connecticut man was recently reunited with his lost dog, 90 years old. The man said he was heartbroken when his dog, Peaches, who is deaf, the dog is deaf, Peaches went missing. You can't just holler for Peaches. The dog is deaf. Oh, that is a rough situation. And he's 90 years old. That's his companion. A local animal control officer found Peaches safe and sound in a swamp. I didn't even know they had swamps in Connecticut. I learned that today. The man is overjoyed to have his furry companion back home, and we are filled with joy at knowing that his companion is back home. Hooray for that. That's good human stuff. And hooray for the animal control officers that found him, tracked down the owner, got him back home. Good stuff. Enjoy your root beer float day. All right? Be nice humans. Have a great Wednesday. We're going to dig in Friday morning. Hopefully Friday morning we'll be regaled with Catfish Championship gear. And I'll be dumping Gatorade on my own head. No, please, no Gatorade dumps. Too much stickiness. Blech. Blech, he said out loud. All right. That's it, kids. Have a great week. Be nice humans. I expect good behavior. Keep that karma balanced, and I'll see you Friday morning, all right?